Hey everyone, today I'm in LaLaport, Kuala Lumpur. This is a very modern concept mall. I think, not mistaken, it was opened in 2022, so it's roughly about 2 years ago. Collaboration between Japanese company and cost them quite a decent amount of money. Now, for those who are watching this video and you are not Malaysian, obviously you won't know what was this place used to be before it is built. This land used to be occupied by our federal prison. We call it the Pudu Jail. And this jail is not just any ordinary prison. This is where all the hardcore criminals are sent to, like murderers, rapists, and those drug distributors. And here is where we have the famous death sentence by hanging. As for local relations, there is a stigma attached to this place. Well, most of us believe this place is haunted, let's be upfront with it. The entire development, from what I understand, is approximately close to 9 billion ringgit. So it's a very big gamble to open a shopping mall here. Although it's a very prestigious location, it's at the heart of Kuala Lumpur. But there's a stigma attached to it since this was a federal prison. Foot traffic on the ground floor is decent for an average mall, but we're not talking about an average mall here. This is supposed to be one of the killer malls, but overall there are quite a few retail space unoccupied even on the ground floor. I'm here on a weekend today. It's supposed to be a peak hour and now since it's 7:30 p.m. We should see a lot of crowds here on the ground floor for dinner. But even on the weekend, the foot traffic is very minimal. Now, if you like this sort of video, smash the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, consider subscribing to my channel, as I love to have you as my subscriber. I have a very small channel and I wish to grow this channel to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully, with your help, we can achieve it together. The outdoor F&B walk here by right should be able to attract a lot of foreign tourists. I believe also it should attract a lot of outstation local tourists. But there are a few retail outdoor space that are vacant. So right now the foot traffic on this outdoor space seems to be decent. It is a very interesting concept since they have the indoor and outdoor space. If you don't like the chill aircon more of the site, you can come to this site since they have a quite decent F&B outlet here. This sidewalk here on the outdoor during the night time should be more entertaining. If you come here and it's during the peak afternoon, hot and humid time, I don't think you will see many local Malaysians walking this footpath. For foreign tourists who are staying in the very cold countries, I think this was perfect for them. They can chill here, have their beers, drinks, chit-chat with friends all day long, jumping from one F&B to another. It should be a heaven for them. So to be upfront with you, this is only my second time coming to LaLaport. The first time I came here was early this year. Overall, the design concept and the way the mall is laid out, personally, I like it a lot. I like the wood veneer they put up there. You can see all the wood veneer. I believe that's what it's called. Maybe we can find some galvanized steel somewhere. The good part about LaLaport is fully connected to public transportation, especially the monorail, the LRTs. So in sense of public transportation, it's very good. However, if you are driving your own car coming here, parking not so expensive. There's lots of parking spaces, especially you drop to basement 2 and basement 3. Overall, if you don't like shoulder-to-shoulder foot traffic in a shopping mall, and especially you like the modern concept design with quite a lot of decent outlets currently opening, LaLaport could be the right mall for you. And this LaLaport mall could be a good choice for you to bring your families to just enjoy mall hopping also if you want to. The thing is that LaLaport is, because of its strategic central location, there's huge competition in terms of foot traffic. All the strategic malls are within close proximity and they are interlinked quite close to each other. On the side there's an older mall which is the Berjaya Times Square, and they're also building the new wing which is called the Berjaya Times Square 2, if I'm not mistaken. And right opposite, you have the old Sungai Wang, you have the Lot 10, and further up you have a very successful mall which is the Pavilion. And next to it, there is another mall, a very high-end mall, it's Star Hill. So the competition is there, but the good thing is if you want to do mall hopping, well, you can choose to park your car here since it has plenty of car park and the car park space is quite wide and plenty. So you park here, you can take the monorail down to Sungai Wang, Lot 10 and all the way down to Pavilion, or you just like to walk because they are all interconnected. So you can hop from one mall to the other, probably spend your whole day here if you want to do that with your family from morning all the way to night. so it's your choice. But overall, you can see there is about 70% occupancy in terms of retail space on the first floor. So I believe the upper floor will have almost equivalent or slightly lower occupancy rate. As we go up further up the floors, there will be less and less tenant. That's always the case. Personally come to LaLaport before, and what do you think so far of this place? Write in the comments down below and let's talk about it. Now we are heading to the second floor. I hope to see more retailers open from the last time I come up here. Looks like it's the same or nothing has changed much. There are a lot more unoccupied retail space here. On the second floor, it looks more like a semi-dead mall. Well, you can't expect that much since you guys saw also in the video. On the ground floor, the foot traffic is just slightly above average. So as we go up to the higher floor, we should see lesser and lesser foot traffic. I'm surprised that even with this modern concept mall, they couldn't attract that many retailers coming here to do business. Maybe the rental is way off, or it's just the location plays a big factor since this was a former death camp here. For some Chinese, this is bad feng shui. Some of the retail lots are preparing to open. However, there are some of the retail lots have closed down. So for a mall that is relatively less than 2 years old, retail tenants decide to close down. It's not a good sign. Here's a question. Do you think that LaLaport Mall will survive in the next 3 to 5 years? As you can see even on the video, some earlier tenants that opened in LaLaport has really closed down. Can LaLaport attract new tenants to replace the existing one that closed for business? Tell me by writing in the comments down below. What do you think about it? Here on the third floor, the situation is even more dire. You can see they didn't even on most of the lights here as well. So this path is way more darker since there are less retailers on the third floor. If this is a weekend foot traffic for LaLaport, personally I don't think so they can survive another 3 to 5 years unless they have huge amount of cash reserve to sustain this place. It's such a waste if you ask me, considering they have poured out almost 9 billion ringgit Malaysia. If this goes down the drain, it could be one of the biggest mall failure in Malaysian history. On the third floor, retail occupancy rate has reduced tremendously. Based on my observation, it's approximately 60% occupancy rate. If the fourth floor is worse than the third floor, then it's going to be a big issue. Now I'm taking you guys to the highest floor, which is the fourth floor. And fourth floor, they have something very unique. They have a rooftop garden. Last time I came here, it was quite interesting. And also, food court here is quite decently crowded. It's not that bad, but it's not that great either. Considering now it's 8 o'clock, by right should be fully packed. But overall, it's decent, not that bad. So what do you think about LaLaport in Kuala Lumpur? Is it a very strategic mall in terms of location? Or this concept is just not working anymore due to the numbers of malls currently in Malaysia? For LaLaport, the lower ground is mostly occupied by F&B. The only thing interesting on the lower ground obviously will be the Jaya Grocer. As you can see, they have quite a decent crowd there. The rest of the F&B is not doing that well. There are not many people dining in LaLaport. That's the reason why you see the F&B on the lower ground are not doing well. So this is a bad sign. Overall, they have about 70% occupancy on the lower ground. Well, if I remember correctly, this restaurant was open for business, but now it seems to be closed. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe business is as bad as what we are seeing today in this video. That's all guys. I hope you enjoyed the LaLaport mall tour. And tell me what you think of this mall. Have you been here before or you plan to come here to visit this mall in the future? If you are new to this channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please consider clicking the subscription button and also click the bell notification icon so that YouTube will notify you if I upload the next new video. My name is Chester Cheng and I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers guys!